Hello, my name is Geogen, and it's now time for one of you to be on center stage. Well, we have a returning at this time, a YouTube collab as it were. This is Fiaura Tank Girl. She's been on the channel before in the recently changed or removed FV4202. I think patch 9.12 has gone live today, and I think, at least in the European server, and I think the FV4202 is now replaced with the Action 10 Centurion. Anyway, Fiaura here is in her T62A, a tier 10 Soviet medium tank, one of several Soviet medium tanks in the game. There are three which are in the tech tree: the T62A, the Object 140, which we've seen Striker in, and the Object 430, which I don't really see as much. It isn't really as popular, even though it does have better hull armor. Anyway, the T62A compared to the Object 140, as it is always asked everywhere I see to do with World Tanks, there's always a question to do with the Object 140 versus the T62A. The T62A has 1 degree less gun depression, it has better turret armor, same hull armor, same ground resistances I think, maybe slightly worse or slightly better. Same rate of fire, same gun with 264 penetration with APCR. Yep, 320 average damage, and these horrendously powerful heat rounds of 320 average damage again with 330 penetration. Also carrying 3 armor, HE. Tiger 2 tier 8 heavy tank is no problem at all for this, especially from the side. Rate of fire, as you can see, is around 5.5 seconds. Especially with a decent crew, that's even quicker, closer to 5 seconds. Although, you did see the hull armor didn't hold up against the 105 that the Tiger 2 has. I think the Tiger 2's penetration is 225 with the 105 for the upgraded version, the L68 gun. And as you can see, the hull armor of the T62A, similarly to the Object 140, is not very good. A T54, in fact, has better armor by 20mm. You're going to see in this replay as well, the chat on the left hand side is just full of toxic comments, and often I just turn it off if I'm playing a long session of World of Tanks. I don't need that kind of comments. Anyway, a tier 9 French medium, not the Lorraine, not the autoloader, but the AMX-30, is being a bit of a harassment. It's taking off about 800 hit points. Tiger 2, although it can sidescrape, not against this gun really, not at that angle. I think the Tiger 2 was distracted by the T54 lightweight. I'm not sure what's happening between this M46 and Fiaura, but maybe, I don't know, they seem to shunt around a lot. No, but indecisive whether or not to go to the bottom there and deal with the M103 is probably not the right decision to go there, as you would be outnumbered and you're on 800 hit points. So she goes after that AMX-30, or would do, unless this FV215B had tractor in place. However, FV215B heavy tank has the turret in the back, and therefore the tracking shot here, well, it's just easy, free damage, very nice rate of fire. Side armor of the 215B is not very good, and you can see that 215B player is firing the gun in frustration. It is decent at side scraping and what they would call reverse side scraping, I think. Yep. Actually, no. Side scraping, normal side scraping is good. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. 2 nice quick shots into the Jagdpanther 2. The Jagdpanther 2 does have decent armor, but only near the gun on the upper casemate, not the actual hull armor itself, even though it is angled and sloped. Sloped. It's angled. Same thing, really. Anyway, you may have noticed the damage is racked up very quickly indeed. 4,700 damage done in 15 shots. The ammo capacity on the T62A is not restrictive. You can output a lot of damage very, very quickly indeed. And it's a very, very popular line in World of Tanks. I've unlocked the T62A, just don't have enough credits for it. And I have an Object 140, and I don't need to have both at this time. Finally dealt with that AMX-30, was being a bit of a harassment earlier, as I said. You may also notice at the bottom left I have a damage indicator, and that 215B, well, I think 259 pen isn't good enough for him, so he has loaded 325 pen, something like that. Or he did before he went down anyway. The score, 9-10, is a bit close at the moment. We are losing by one tank. There are two enemy artillery, two Lorraine 15551s in play, the tier 8. And there's also a tier 110E4 up there. Can we get a shot? Yes, we can. It looks like he's fallen slightly, but he is facing this way. And the gun depression of most Soviet tanks is very poor. And this slope is proving a little bit of a problem. Turn the vehicle around, however. See what we can do now. Decides to ignore the T124. Rightfully so, the ST1. ST-1 takes him out. Takes out the artillery, and no! Hello! Unfortunately for him, he wastes his shot, and, well, you're not going to reload a 150mm gun that quickly. I think it's a 155mm anyway. Most artillery at this sort of tier carry anywhere between 150 to 180 or 210, I think is the biggest. Oh no, wait. T92s have 240mm guns, don't they? Yep. Those things are horrible. So much flash. Flash? Splash. On those shells. So, it's now 3 versus 3. There are those M103s in the platoon left. Well, made that 3 versus 2. That VK, although heavily armoured from the front, the side profile is very flat, very tall. Good at side scraping again, but not presented at a angle such as that. Friendly artillery also goes down, so the scores are now brought back to 13 all. And the base is being capped, and we will lose unless Fiaura here and the ST-1 do something in about 25 seconds. ST-1's trying to get some fire in, and he has reset the cap once, so good on him. Tier 8 medium tank in a tier 10 game, doing what he can. ST-1 is quite a good tank in my opinion. Has a very nice gun. No armor, of course. Unfortunately, that M103 was facing the wrong way, giving away the big side, fin side, I might add, of the M103. All American tanks share that trait, however. Very poor side and rear armor. Just one enemy left. He can still win this if he remains hidden, though. He decides to leave the cap, however. And here we see those 330 penetration heat rounds. Although the second one does bounce off the upper plate, I think. Third one goes into the lower plate. I'm not sure if that one was really necessary, but then again, if you want to secure the kill and not get shot, it's pretty sound tactics. And Eric there takes out the M103 and secures the game. Very nice bit of coordination between Fiaura and Eric there in the ST-1. So, 26 shots fired, 7,000 damage done, 6 kills secured. Very nice. You may well agree. At least I seem to think so anyway. Thank you for sending that in, Fiaura, and I hope you enjoyed the AT-15. And if you want to see that, that will be on Fiaura's channel as well, link in the description as before. We'll just take a look at Fiaura's post-game stats. So here we are with the post-game stats for Fiaura on Windstorm in the T62A. At first class, you can see you have to do a substantial amount of work in these tier 10 Soviet mediums in order to get the mastery. 7,000 damage doesn't quite cut it, which is unfortunate, but still, regardless, that's 7,000 damage done. Bruiser, 5 for effect, obviously. 65,000 almost credits earned. 6,300 experience times 5 event for the Remembrance Sunday / Veterans Day / Armistice Day event. Event. In game, anyway. The high caliber, top gun, 6 kills, whole heap of damage on other enemy vehicles, which you didn't kill but did just do a huge amount of damage to, including that Tiger 2 towards the beginning of the game, and that poor 215B who, unfortunately for him, got tracked in a horrible place and didn't have a good enough repair crew, or secondly, didn't have a repair kit. Team score, top on damage 7,007, 6 kills, 1,260 base experience. However, Eric here, STA1, 3,000 of his own damage, 4 kills of his own, and 3 more, a little bit more base experience. On the enemy team, this M103 that we saw at the end secured 3,000 of his own damage, and, well, did a respectable amount of damage for a tier 9 in a tier 10 game. Detailed report, I do take a long time on these, so I thought I'd speed it up a little bit and just tell you the most interesting information. 7,000 damage done, 1,149 from more than 300 meters away, so you can see that there is some sniping potential in this vehicle. It's not the most accurate gun, but a tier 10 guns become a lot more accurate, especially on mediums and light, well, not light tanks, there aren't any tier 10s, but you get my drift. 4 hits received, 4 penetrations. You can see the whole armor is not brilliant, but that's a common weakness that all of them other than the 430 share. 2 vehicles spotted, some resistance damage, a lot of travelling, quite a lot of ammunition because A, she fired a lot of APCR as standard, and those heat rounds towards the end made the costs of the game a lot higher than they would have been otherwise, but I understand the use of them, or the majority of them anyway, and therefore she lost some money. This is on a standard account as well. On a premium account you see towards the right hand side there almost 100,000 in total credits and 30,000, almost 31,000 in profit. So I hope you enjoyed this piece of T62 gameplay brought to you, or supplied by Fiaura Tank Girl and made by Geogen. Shows the strengths of the T62A in terms of its rate of fire, good amount of DPM and damage, ability to track enemies over and over and over again, those lovely but devastating heat rounds, which are also quite expensive, but good to use in certain situations, like at the end. The whole armor is not brilliant, but that's a trait shared with the Object 140, and kind of mitigated if you have an Object 430. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the replay, please be sure to leave a like down below. Check out Fiora's channel if you like, it's in the description. And as always, this has been Modern Tanks, I've been Geogen, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.